Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Conestepa and this is going to be part 10 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt, and we are still just getting ready to eventually wage our war against the Parthians. I have been building up for quite some time now and I've been keeping things peaceful. The Seleucids are doing a good job of keeping my northern borders safe. They are currently at war with everyone. Let's take a peek at them right here. Yeah, they're at war with the Parthians, the Pontics, the Armenians. I mean, they're just really holding off the entire north and protecting me, so that's really nice of them. We're not even allies. We just simply took two cities off of them and then said, hey, we're done. Peacing out. And so far, they've done an admirable job. They have some armies floating around. I can't imagine any of them would be aimed at me. I can't imagine them wanting to open up a fifth front or a fourth front of war. They do have the Greeks on their side, so that is potentially helping keeping the Pontics honest. I think that this is still under Pontic control, yeah. But I think I saw some Greeks, moving some armies over in this direction. It looks like there's some devastation, so yeah, they might be helping out a little bit in that area, but still, the Seleucids are really facing the wrath right now, and I'm just kind of living it up and enjoying the spoils of peace. So what I'm aiming for is, now that I can get some decent units out, I'm finally getting my, I guess you could say, my tier 3 units. I'm finally training some Nile spears here in Jerusalem, so some decent spearmen, and I'm finally building some Egyptian chariots here in Memphis. I can queue up another Egyptian chariot here. They do take 2 turns to train up per each one. Other than that, though, I still haven't gotten any place where it can train archers, and that needs to happen like pronto. Antioch has been used to train up my cavalry, but I think they can probably multitask and do cavalry and skirmishers, or at least archers. So as soon as this land clearance is finished, I think I would like to get a practice range built here so that eventually I can get that second tier practice range, and that I can get some archers going. Not that I feel like I need them to beat the Parthians. I think that against the Parthians, what would I want? Of my skirmisher options, I would probably bring my skirmishers, I think. With their javelins, I think they would do well. I mean, it says on the tin that they have a bonus versus elephants and chariots. And I know the Parthians have access to elephants, so that seems like a good idea. Maybe getting some slingers to come along as well, just for a little added range. Maybe that's not the worst idea. I don't even know if the Parthians have access to elephants right now, but we have some vision on some of their soldiers. So slingers, I would imagine slingers would do well against their lightly armored Eastern infantry. They also have their own slingers as well. Don't have any vision on those units, and yeah, horse archers, I would imagine horse archers would outrange my slingers. And that does remind me, actually, you know what? I probably should have archers. Yeah, that changes my mind. Going up against horse archers without any foot-based archers of your own just feels very, very tough. It's a good unit. Horse archers are tough to deal with, and without having anything that's fast enough to chase them down. In fact, I don't know, because it doesn't say anything about... I would imagine horse archers are among the fastest tier of troops in the game. See, that's one thing that I really liked about Shogun 1, was that the balance was that the Yari Cav, the fast Cav, the melee Cav, was the one unit that was faster than the cavalry archers. So there was always a counter to that, right? In Medieval 1, that changed a bit. There were horse archer units that were among the fastest, and you could put pressure on them with among the fastest light cav in the game, sure, but you weren't guaranteed to always be able to catch them. And yeah, using kind of a mixed force of infantry to kind of screen them away, and cav to put pressure on them. It can take a lot of work sometimes, really, to dedicate that many resources to take down just one type of unit. But that might be the same way in this game. It might be kind of a combined arms approach of, hey, we got some fast gav that can chase. We have some, spears to screen. We have some archers to shoot, and maybe we can drive them off. So archers probably are going to be important to have. So with that in mind, yeah, it's probably going to be a little while before I do launch my attack. Now, I don't need a million archers, I don't think. What I'm aiming for is getting an army down here in Petra that looks good. And that's it. I already have my cav force. I want to bring desert cavalry against the Parthians. Again, they have the cataphracts as kind of their, that's their general's unit. That's a heavily armored unit. So having a light cav that has a bonus versus armor seems very good. And as far as, yeah, like I said, I'm training my Nile spears. So eventually I will have them out. I only need like 4, maybe. And then I already have 2 archers. This is from the beginning of the campaign. So I only need like a couple more archers, really. And then what? A few more Egyptian chariots. Just a few more units, really, to make this looking better. And I will bring along this full stack of mercenary units as well. Just for funsies, that can be kind of a real balance of power, tipper right there. So that's kind of what I want from an attacking force. Jerusalem would still house, no, not Jerusalem, but Damascus would house the sort of defense force pushing against any, or defending against any potential attack from the Parthians into my core of my territories. This does not necessarily need to be a top tier army, but again, it does already have the Desert Cav available. And really, just to hold a line, the tier 1 Nubian spears, backed up by some skirmishers should be sufficient. Eventually they will get some Egyptian chariots, but that's not going to be the priority. The priority is getting my Egyptian chariots to this army down here in Petra. And then same thing up here in Antioch. Again, for the time being, the Seleucids are still here. They're holding this settlement and they're holding Tarsus. So I'm fine for now. I don't need the highest tier army. It would still be nice to have a full army up here. Yes, but it doesn't need to be the highest tier. I can kind of dedicate that to forming up here in Petra, and that's it. Like once that's full and this is looking good, then I'll send it off. I'll attack. What I do want is to have the Parthian lands essentially flooded with spies. It might seem like overkill, but I don't like attacking into lands that I can't see, and I don't like the idea of potential small little Parthian armies kind of squirting away and disappearing into the fog of war where I can't see them, and then they could maybe, come back and annoy me. So, well, do I have an assassin here? Oh, I do have an assassin here. Okay. And I know I have a spy inside already. Yes, I do. Okay. So he's going to be trying to destroy some stuff. Good for him. And I know I have an assassin down here as well, trying to destroy buildings here in Siwa.
He's a dead man.
Can I destroy anything? Temple of Baal. That's really all I care about. Can you destroy this? Or are you just gonna die every time you try to... You're given a mission? What's it gonna be? God damn. My assassins. I don't think they've accomplished a single... At least he didn't die. But yeah, I don't think an assassin of mine has accomplished a single mission yet. Now, it was mentioned to me that a good idea is to train assassins on rebel generals, and this would be a good opportunity, but this would take another 2 turns to get them up there, and I don't want any more devastation caused on my land. So I'm just going to deal with this right now. Who are you? Diplomat? Yes. I have enough guys here
Sire. Orders. Sire.
who can come out and deal with this one unit.
Engage the enemy. Glorious.
And that's gonna happen. Can you guys?
Attack.
Yeah, just the 2 chariots.
Orders. Sire.
Really? Come on.
Prepare for battle.
Fine. Let's see. Recruit some. Yeah, I'll recruit some mercenaries. Not necessarily for this battle, but so that I can send them off to join this. I just want. I don't know. I just want all my mercenaries in that army. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, what else? So, other than that, I know that I have a family member that I need to send off. Tanu Tamun. so you just came of age in the last episode, and you are a droughtsman, so 10% discount on construction costs. You know, I noticed that Thebes does not actually have a governor. Yeah, so I have no one down here, so let's send you down.
Sire!
Yeah, you can help Thebes build some stuff. So come on down there.
Out of moves, great
And
lord.
I did notice that Salamis still does not have a governor. They have not had one essentially since the beginning of the campaign. And this is a rich trading province, so as soon as I find a person that's good with trade boosts or money or something like that, I will send them off to Salamis to try to give that settlement a little bit of juice. But yeah, they're already doing pretty well. Now, I do have a plan for these massive peasant garrisons. I know it's pretty obscene, you know, seeing all of this. It's something that I mentioned in the last episode about how much I have and the upkeep that I'm paying for these guys. Was it 100 per? Yeah, it is. It's 100 per. Yeah, that's all. That adds up. It's been mentioned a few times that I should just be lowering the taxes and then not worrying too much about having a huge garrison. Yes, totally. For the money purposes and the upkeep, I totally understand. It's something, I will say though, the idea of having a super high population growth for other factions makes sense, but for Egypt, my goodness, I mean, with the grain resources that they have at their disposal, everything is growing so fast. I barely have time to build the buildings. In fact, I don't have the time to build the buildings that I want before I'm already building the next tier of settlement, which is a good problem I have, but it's still a thing I need to consider. It's just, it doesn't seem so vital to slow down my, to speed up my population growth with this faction. With other factions like the barbarians, yes, absolutely, lower taxes. You need those tier upgrades because there's not a lot of buildings to build as the barbarian factions from what I've seen. But that's not the case with the Egyptians. They have a lot of fun stuff to build, and it's nice to have it. And yeah, the grain resources, as I've mentioned, just really boosts that population growth anyway. But I do have an idea. There's something that I think is really fun that I've never done in this game. It's something that I would love to experiment with. And it's something that I've never heard mentioned or talked about, so I don't know. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I've already said before, either in this campaign or my other Julii campaign, that I'm not a big fan of using the population mechanic to disband my own peasants inside of my own territories to boost the growth of my smaller settlements. That just seems a little bit like an edge up on the AI that already can't use that mechanic, so I don't feel like using it myself. But something that I think would be really fun to do, and it feels like it's a little less broken, would be doing that for allies. Because the population mechanic, that migration thing, works no matter where you're doing it. You can do it. You can do it to your enemies, your allies, right? I mean, am I wrong about this? You can just kind of disband a bunch of peasants inside of an ally's territory and then boost them up. And then you can use your diplomats to also give them money and essentially create this like strong proxy. And that is a very tempting idea that I would love to try out. And I have a good idea of where I want to do this with. My idea for this campaign, now I don't know exactly, I haven't counted the settlements, but I know, like, what are my goals? My goals are 50, right? Yeah, 50 settlements. So that's going to be like the entire eastern part of the map, pretty much like up to here. I don't really want to go into Scythian territory. This is unfortunately just a part of the map that is not going to be seeing a lot of play in very many campaigns just because of, well, how useless it is. It's very spread apart. The territories are poor, so why go here? Now, with that being said, I will do this during my Julii campaign just to differentiate it. I've already made it clear in my Julii campaign that I have no intention of playing my Julii campaign like a Brutii campaign or a Scipii campaign. I think they should be different experiences. With that being said, though, my Egyptian campaign will not be going up here in Scythian territory at all. The Scythians, though, I feel like it's one of those factions that if given a little bit of a boost, like money and people, I feel like they could become pretty powerful. I mean, their unit roster is pretty gosh darn powerful. And wouldn't that be fun if that worked? If I just started migrating hordes of peasants, armies of peasants, and just disbanding them in these territories, these provinces. And then, yeah, setting my diplomat up. I imagine I will be super rich at some point in this campaign. Maybe not. I'm doing okay, but like, you know, I imagine I will do better after some time. And then, yeah, what? A gift of 5,000 denarii, maybe even 10,000 denarii, maybe even 20,000 denarii. What would happen then? Would the Scythians really be applying pressure on, you know, by that point, say the Brutii? I'm just really curious, and I really want to see what happens with that. And I'm curious to see if any of y'all have ever tried any of these ideas of essentially using the population mechanic and your diplomacy to boost not yourself, but your allies, and attempting to create these little proxy states. Now, with that being said, I also would like to create a protectorate of the Armenians. I've watched some guides, some video guides on how to create protectorates reliably, and I think that would be a really fun mechanic to use. I have accomplished it a few times in my own practice campaigns, so I know that it can be done, and I think that that would be really fun to kind of block off the north, the Scythian territories from my own using my protectorate, but then having the Scythians as my ally, essentially being aimed, you know, in this direction to the west. And then with the resources provided by me, maybe they can actually accomplish something. And that would leave me with, you know, the eastern part of the map up to the Taurus. Not Taurus, the Caucasian Mountains and the Anatolian Peninsula, the Greece and the Balkans, obviously taking Rome. Eventually, I suppose I would take North Africa just to meet the settlement requirements, the number requirements. And I don't know if I would have to take Iberia at some point, but you know, if I have to, I will. I haven't counted them all up, but that's kind of the idea. I just wanted to kind of give you guys the rundown on that and see what y'all think, because if y'all have had any experience with this, and you know, if you want to discourage me, well, I'm still gonna try. But I would still love to hear it. I'd love to hear, you know, if you've attempted this sort of thing and if you've had any success with it. I would love to hear your stories, and I'm excited. So with that being said, there's other reasons why I'm building up these peasant garrisons. Yes, I'm kind of doing it to slow down my own population growth, but I'm also doing it because I have plans for them. Eventually, I think I can send off, you know, armies of these peasants, lower my taxes so that I don't have population growth or population loyalty issues, and then put them all on boats and just send them up through the Dardanelles and to the Black Sea, and then just settle them on all these settlements. I think that'd be really cool. So with that in mind, I actually have a diplomat that's going to be talking to the Scythians soon. Do any of these guys have movement points? You can't talk to them, can you? No, you can't. Well, you're going to hang out here anyway.
Yes, my liege.
You can't even talk to them either. You're going to the Dacian capital. That's fine. What about you? Can you talk to them?
I will speak with them at once.
Just people are in the way. Okay, next turn I'll do it. That's fine. I'll just do it. And either talk to that diplomat or just talk to the Scythians at the source themselves and try to get an alliance, right? That's step one, is getting that alliance. And then, yeah, maybe not like right away sending them money, but over time, that's going to be the goal. So I think I have a few settlements that need build orders. Petra, are you one of them? Yes, you are. So Petra's doing well, large town, 3,000 population, needs to get up to 6,000. And I was thinking, what do I want Petra to be? A market could make Petra a decent bit of cash, actually. 1793 to 1934. That's a decent little jump, isn't it? It would also allow me to train spies here as well, and as I mentioned before, spies are kind of what I'm going to be aiming for pretty soon here. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be flooding the east with spies, so maybe getting a market there would be good. And Jerusalem, what do you want? City barracks. That would allow me to get Desert Axemen, which is, I think, one of the only... Let me think. Is it the only melee unit in the Egyptian roster that doesn't have a spear slash phalanx formation? So, you know, it's a solid unit. I don't think it actually does have a bonus versus armor. You would think so because it's an axe unit, but I think I remember looking into the game files that it does not have that bonus versus armor. It doesn't say it here, which also kind of indicates that that's true. But I think that just in general, this is a unit that can, when you're fighting on walled settlements that have the tier 3 walls, where you actually need to send soldiers up in ladders and siege towers, you can't send the phalanx spearmen up there. They can't climb those ladders or siege towers. But the axemen can. That's kind of what they're for. And I don't know if I'm going to need them against the Parthians. I don't know if the Parthians have any tier 3 walls. So I'm not sure if this is really a priority right now. What about a bazaar? Is bazaar gonna give me some good? That's some good cash, but I don't see. I have to keep telling myself and reminding myself to like not think so much about. Oh, I could get bowmen. I just feel like Jerusalem is gonna be focusing on Nile spears though, and just pumping them out here. So I don't know if that's really what I want to do there. Then again, I mean, Antioch's going to be a little ways away from being able to get those bowmen going. Still one turn for this to be finished, and then 3 turns for the first tier practice range. Tough decisions. You know what? I think I need to go archery range. I've been just putting it off for so long. It's a little bit not ideal having like spears and bows being focused in one settlement, but I've just been putting this off for so long that I think I need to finally do it. And it does look like I already trained an assassin here in Antioch. I can't quite remember what I was planning on doing with him, so maybe I was trying to destabilize all Parthian settlements. That makes sense, I guess, if I was planning on flooding this region with spies. Although I don't have any who have gone this far yet, so that's a little bit preemptive. That's fine, I'll move them out. I can at least start them in this direction. If I'm going to send them to this settlement, let's just bring him on his way. Let's go here. And yeah, maybe he can start banging down some buildings to kind of knock things around. I might have been like thinking about killing diplomats in the region, but I feel like these diplomats are actually really difficult for my assassins to kill with their decent influence. So yeah, that's something that I was struggling with. Also, speaking of diplomats, I do have this fleet that's on its way home, so to pick up more diplomats so that I can send them out west to talk to Rome and the barbarian factions. So that's going to be a while. I sort of preemptively, or not preemptively, but I probably pulled the trigger a little bit too soon on bringing these diplomats out because I didn't have enough of them to cover all the factions. So it's a bit silly of me, a little bit impatient, but that's okay. That's fine. I will come back, pick up some more diplomats, and then bring them out west and start talking to folks. So without further ado, I think, let's see, Salamis is going to be building that governor's palace to get up to a minor city. That's going to feel good as well. All right, let's drop a save and let's see what's going to happen. Probably not much. Probably not a whole lot going on, really. I've been safe so far. Yeah, that Numidian diplomat seems to be trying to bribe me. All right, so we have an option here. 2-star general is trying to marry into the family. He's trying to marry Bet. 2 stars, eh? Social drinker. I think that's a good one, right? +1 command. Publicly loyal, so 100 increase to cost of bribe. That's a good one. And confident commander. Yeah, why, dude? 23. Yeah, you're good, dude. Join the family. And we're sitting on 17,000. That seems fine. Hand pump invented. Archimedes has invented the world's first water pump that allows water to be raised quickly and easily to where it is needed. That's neat. In the year 256 BC? Okay. And plague in Macedonia. A great and terrible plague in Macedonia is threatening to spread southward into Greece. It is almost certainly caused by the Celts and other barbarians. Okay. I'm learning stuff here. I'm the most advanced faction. I'll take it. And yeah, we got some buildings and recruitment. And marriage celebrations. Pamu Philippator, Tibet. Alright, I'll take it. While I have been considering turning Alexandria into a proper recruiting center for my military for quite some time, you know what? There's something that I've been putting off for a while. And I think it's finally time to consider this. An academy. I think it's time to start considering actually the future of my bloodline and making sure that the future of my empire is in good hands. I need to make sure that my characters are wise in the ways of diplomacy and administration and war. And to do this, well, academies and building other schools is a good way to do this. It seems like such a, you know, kind of like a, what's the word? Like a, not like a necessary building, but I think that it is maybe, you know, just to make sure that the future leaders are really good. They can get some really good ancillaries from these buildings. So yeah, let's get this academy built here in Alexandria. And you know whether I can cycle guys in, whether it's going to be Jehutimes Philometer hanging out here, or maybe it's going to be other guys that we will see. But yeah, let's get an academy going here in Alexandria. Finally. And let's see, Thebes. Anywhere else needs to build stuff? Sidon can build something. And what am I thinking here? Ooh, I can get an archery range in Sidon. Yeah, yep. I think that's very tempting. How much would the Grand Bazaar give me? I'm so looking. I'm so tempted by economy. Yeah, that's a good little boost as well. It's so tempting, but yes, archery range. Let's go. Military for now. I can go back to economy later on. Damascus, what do you want? Damascus. I thought that I had an idea in the last episode, and I can't remember what I was thinking. Would Damascus be good for chariots? Get some blacksmith. Available at a large town. Yeah, yeah. Just because it does take 2 turns to train an Egyptian chariot, and because my other Egyptian chariot region is down here in Memphis, and it's going to take a while to get them up to this this front, I think Damascus, getting a blacksmith is probably a good idea. So yeah, let's go blacksmith there. I wonder if my assassins can actually get anything done. Sabotage. Come on, get that Temple of Baal. Can you get it? Oh yeah, he got it. First mission success by an assassin in this campaign. All right. And how does the population loyalty look here? Public orders 80%. Okay, so that might have done something. And tax rate is. It doesn't tell me the tax rate, does it? Just tells me the income. Population growth is negative. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, and then what about this assassin over here? Can you be a hero?
He's dead.
Yeah, Shrine of Zoroaster, that's going to be happiness and law. Okay. 95% chance. Pretty good odds. Yep. Mission success. Now, they can just rebuild these shrines in just one turn, so it's not the biggest thing, but it's money that they have to dedicate to rebuilding these things that can potentially be used for other purposes. And look at this. There might be a Parthian. They might be looking at Palmyra, although that army is not big enough to take this garrison. No. Well, two units of peasants, but I would say with the walls helping them, I would say Palmyra is probably pretty safe. And then what about Bostra? We don't know. We don't know what Bostra has. That's fine.
Great one.
Now can we go over here and talk to the Scythians and maybe... Oh, I was thinking there's going to be someone blocking my path. Can we just head on in?
Them at once.
Okay, so we're dealing with a 3 influence person. It looks like a general, perhaps. Is it Parthians? All right, yeah, an alliance. That's what I'm thinking. An alliance. Should I offer anything in return? Should I offer, you know, or maybe they'll just take it? I don't know. So let's just try that. Would not be a good thing. We have spoken and will not change our minds. Okay. What if I pay you? Or is there another way to warm them up a little bit? Should I just offer them a gift, perhaps? We have spoken and will not change. They seems pretty definitive, you know? But why would they be so hostile to that offer? Maybe I should warm them up a bit with just some single payments. So say if I just give them 500 denarii and then just make it an offer. And maybe over time we can just sort of warm them up a little bit and get them to change their minds about that alliance. And we have also gotten some map information from the Macedonians and also the Brutii, who own Thessalonica. They are at war with the Macedonians, right? No, the Macedonians are protectorate. Okay, and that's interesting because the Macedonians have more than one settlement. I thought that, like, to get that protectorate, you needed to get a faction down to only one settlement. But they have this one here, and then they also have this one. Is it Segestica? I can't quite remember, but yeah, that one over there. And the Greeks have taken Lilybaeum off of the Carthaginians. That's interesting. So the Scipii, I didn't get it. It is the Greeks, in fact. Huh. Yeah, very interesting. And let's make sure that we clear off these rebels before I forget. And just to make sure they can't run away. Because I've seen... This is something that's been really annoying to me when learning about this game. Is that even when you have guys cornered like this, even up against a river with no crossings, like they can really squirm out of it and get away from you. And in this area where you have to obey the map, but the rebels don't have to, even like maybe other AI faction armies, they can just kind of squirm away and like get away from areas where they should be trapped. So even though like my area of control seems to have them trapped, I don't trust this. So I'm going to bring this army over to the side like that. And that maybe should have them trapped. I guess I'll find out. So yeah, let's go in here. And so what's this? It's just a unit of peasants. That's all it is. So all I have to do is run them over. I'm going to make sure that I still control my guys just in case. But yes, all I need to do here is use my chariots and run over those peasants. Not going to be overthinking this one bit. I got my 2 chariots. Unit of peasants. Yeah, go get them, boys. My archers do fire on the move, right? My archer chariots? Or is it you? Oh no, these are just Egyptian chariots. Oh, okay, so they're just gonna smash. Oh, those poor... that's it. That's it.
Them from the field and give them no rest.
Go get them, boys.
Argue that it is not both well deserved and worthy.
Yeah, I would say that was pretty well deserved. Good job, man. Zero kills by the enemy. Captain Nakti. Shouldn't have rebelled, man. If you only have peasants, don't do it.
Glorious victory.
It was a glorious victory. You know what? Don't let anyone take that away from you. Well, 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 what do we have here? Is this a Seleucid spy hanging out, well, north of Antioch? I have an assassin recently recruited. How many influences are you? You have 1 eyeball of influence. Well,
Assassin ready.
my assassin has 2 eyeballs of influence. Can we kill this Seleucid spy? 42% chance. Let's go for it. Hey, we got him. Nice, trait increase. Hey, there we go. So we got him. That's what you get for spying on us. And trait increase, yeah. +1 to agent's skill. Cutthroat. So now you are a 3 eyeball spy. Or assassin, should I say. Hey, you know what? I wonder. Can you kill a diplomat now? So this is a 3 influence diplomat. Can a 3 eyeball assassin kill a 3 influence diplomat? Or no, you can only perform 1 mission per turn. Right. Well, just wait right here. Diplomat, don't go anywhere. And let's train up another assassin, because right now I'm just sending these guys east to accompany certain spies that are going to be infiltrating certain regions. Like, let's see, that Seleucid spy I think just got kicked out of that city, was it? No, that doesn't make sense. Was it here? Yeah, I got kicked out of the Parthian place. It's interesting when a spy gets kicked out, but they don't get killed. Like, what's the deal with that, you know? Does that mean that, like, I get it. It means that you got spotted, but, like, why does being spotted not mean being killed? Is it because there's a Parthian spy here that was able to spot my spy, and then the only way to kill my spy is with an assassin? Also, I think that certain characters can get traits that can also increase the chances of catching spies as well. But there's no characters in here, so it wouldn't be that. And there's no buildings that catch spies, like in Medieval 1 and Shogun 1, where there's the border forts. So yeah, maybe it's just a spy, but the thing is I can go right back in, 100% chance of getting in. So it's like there's no repercussions, really, which is kind of a funny thing. And then the assassin goes right back in to destroy the shrine to Zoroaster. And yep, another mission success. So that seems to be going okay. I mean, public order is still 190%, so it's not really doing much, but it's making them spend money on, you know, rebuilding their thing, so whatevs. And let's get this spy on over to this settlement. He'll be over inside of Susa soon. And, oh, not you. You stay there, but then you assassin come here. And then I think I want this spy just to kind of give me vision right now. That's really, yeah, I don't need you to go inside of a settlement. I think you just need you to hang out here. Because between these 2 armies, I think that the Parthians might be able to take Palmyra. Yeah, they have some cataphracts and some horse archers and some slingers and some eastern infantry. And Achaemenes the Wrathful, badass name. Don't know how good he is, but that's an awesome name, so he must be pretty awesome. Must be. And he has a little shield thingy. Why does he get a shield and he doesn't? Must be because he's a character, but... Because my characters, can I see any of mine right now?
Sire.
You just get a little axe, I guess. But you're not a character. Why do they get different pictures? Oh well. So what I did do... Ooh, I can train more mercenaries. No, I can't? Oh, because you're...
My liege.
Right, you have a full army. That's fine. I'll train more mercenaries once I get... What I'm thinking, I was trying to figure out what I want to do with my new family member, Pamio Philopater. This is a guy that just married into the family, and you know what? I think I'll send 3 generals along with this invading army. Why not? At this point, I'm going to have a full-strength native army, eventually, and then a full-strength mercenary army being led by Harubin, which is the really unlucky guy. And I kind of like the backstory that I've sort of mentally created for this guy, which is just that he's unlucky, right? But like, otherwise he would be good if it wasn't for that. He's a confident commander. He's subject to rumors, which again seems just kind of unlucky. Prim is unfortunate. It's going to mean that he's not a good governor because it's going to increase the +1 to law. A +1 to law is good, but +2 to law is good because that removes corruption, but +2 to unrest. That's a funny thing. +2 to unrest, but +2 to law. It doesn't seem like that would be in the same trait, you know, but so that would reduce corruption, but then have just like a nil effect on public order, perhaps? Those two traits would cancel each other out, I think, which is interesting. Anyway, I want him leading the mercenaries. I think that's just kind of a fun little story. You know, he's the unlucky guy, but probably capable in a fight. And then I will be sending down the youngest member, Pamio Philopater, and he's just going to be leading the remnants of the mercenaries because I have more of them to fit inside of this one stack. And yeah, that should be fine. Now that Salamis is a minor city, how much is this shipwright going to get me? A bit of money, I'd imagine. Okay, that's a lot of money. Holy shit. 1,200 up to 2,000. Yeah, that's a good boost. Yeah, we need to get ourselves a good governor inside of Salamis to increase that. I don't really want to put... I know that my faction leader... Are you here? Yeah, my faction leader, I know that he has some stuff, I think. Plunder, that's not one of them. Cash gained from Looney, okay. I thought that he had something that makes him... Does he not have anything that makes him... Oh, I thought he did. I thought he had like a boost, but I guess he just has a discount to training costs. Huh. So maybe I should have you down here in Jerusalem, because this is where I'm training my soldiers. Maybe you have... Yeah, tax assessor. 10% bonus on tax income. Maybe you should be in Salamis. Disinherited, -1 influence. Sober. 5% penalty to popularity with the people. Yeah, not too worried about that. Yeah, I guess I'll keep them where they are, but yeah, if I can find someone who has a good tax bonus, I want to put them in Salamis for sure. Oh, wow. This is the effect of having an academy. I think, well, part of it. Part of this is coming from the academy. This is a lot. Okay, what's happening here? So this is Alexander Philopater. This is my diplomat that just got trained in this turn? A 4 influence diplomat. Okay. Is that... So yeah, he didn't get any more traits, right? It expands. Then Sidon, this is another diplomat. These guys are just getting traits from hanging out in the city. I didn't build an academy here or anything. Does the academies give ancillaries or traits or anything to agents as well? I don't think it does. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Another diplomat is yeah, all my diplomats gained influence just hanging out. I didn't even do anything in that end turn. So he's up to 5 influence. Cool. Yeah, they just got... This is so wild. Why did this happen? Why did all my diplomats get like retinue expands on the same turn? Now, this is from... I think the academy was just finished here in Alexandria. So Ctesibius, inventor, mathematician, and engineer responsible for such contraptions as the water clock and hydraulis musical device. Perhaps his knowledge of hydraulic hosts, siege engines, and suction pumps may be of some use. Plus 30 build points required for the construction of siege equipment and plus 1 to public health. Okay, that's really cool. And Hieronymus, a rather dull but well-regarded old historian. Perhaps this is due to his ability to at least write some semblance of the truth mostly. Plus 1 to management. Okie dokie, well that's pretty cool. And Callimachus of Cyrene. Librarian, poet, and scholar, a learned man can always be of use to a man of power. +1 to management. Hey, how about that? That's awesome. And I think that was all... Yeah, Jehutime's Philometer got those 3? Yeah, those 3. Huh, wow, cool. That was awesome. I'm really glad I built that. So war declared between Pontus and the Seleucids. Okay, so I thought they already were at war, and I never saw a ceasefire message. So that's confusing, because they would have shown me if there was a ceasefire between them. But I must have missed that.
Assassin.
Okay, you know what? I found a better target for my 3 eyeball assassin. Instead of going after this 3 influence diplomat, there is a 2 influence diplomat down here, the Carthaginians. What are my chances of killing? 42%? Okay, Didn't get him. Assassin misses the target. But my assassin did not die.
Assassin ready.
And he didn't lose any subterfuge eyeballs, so hey, that's not the biggest loss, I guess. So there's a silver lining there. And now we can finally train archers here in Jerusalem. Yeah, it's about gosh darn time. So let's retrain that archer that I've had from the beginning of this campaign, and let's go ahead and train up another unit of bowmen. And how many do I want to bring on this campaign? 3 or 4 units? Probably doesn't need to be, too overboard. Just enough to keep the horse archers honest. And, oh, we do have another... Okay, so this answers my question. I was wondering if by killing that initial pirate navy, that would be good enough. And then I would not need to keep a navy just kind of stationed here. And clearly that does not seem to be the case. I wonder, you know what? I wonder if by taking Bostra, because this is a rebel town, and then I'd own all of the coastline around the Red Sea, I wonder if that would cause the rebels to no longer be spawned here in the Red Sea. Because it's going to be annoying if I have to just keep building boats here to deal with these, rebel pirates over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and just build a few biremes, I guess. Maybe 3 of them will be enough. So yeah, let's do that there. Also, let's go ahead and send 2 of these Egyptian chariots off to Petra. I'm just going to be bringing 2 of them, as well as my Egyptian chariot archers. That should be fine. And then, yeah, I pretty much just have to send these 4 Nile spears, archer, and skirmishers down to Petra. I'm almost there, folks. I'm almost there. I'm almost ready to go. I just need another unit or 2, and then I'm ready to send this army off against the Parthians. And they seem to be having second thoughts about taking Palmyra. Like, they were thinking about it, but now they're not sure what they're doing now. Going back to attack Seleucia? Seleucia? Yeah, that place. That's a decent sized garrison, isn't it? Oh, the Seleucids have elephants? Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, you guys don't have elephants, do you? No, you don't. You just have Eastern Spearmen. Sucks to suck. They got cataphracts, though. Cataphracts are cool. Yeah, super cool. And look at all those horse archers. Like, that's why. That's why I have to think about having my own archers to counter that. Now, as I've started to get very close to assembling my final army and getting ready to push, I feel like I'm about ready to wrap up this episode, actually. So I'm cautiously optimistic that I can start my campaign against the Parthians in the next episode. I think I just need to really bring down a few of these units. Once I train up a couple more archers here in Jerusalem, I can bring them down to Petra. And yeah, of course, these Egyptian chariots are going to be on their way as well. I wonder, is Hatra going to fall to the Armenians? You would think that this army cannot take that. This used to have sizable. I thought this had a sizable garrison. But even with, yeah, like militia hoplites, come on. Like you would think that they would be able to hold out, if not win. Very curious. I'm very interested because that's going to be opening up potentially another front that I have to keep an eye on because the Armenians, unlike the Seleucids, have not had to fight me yet. And so they did not have to be beaten into submission like the Seleucids. And they might be keen on opening up another front. Or they might be, more focused on their current war with the Seleucids, which would kind of pull them in this direction against Seleucia. Why can I say Seleucid, but I can't say that? I don't know, Seleucia. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. And with that in mind, I'm going to need to get to work with getting my Damascus and Antioch armies up to snuff to make sure my homelands are secure while I send this army off against the Parthians. But I'm at the end of this turn, and I think I'm ready to... I actually do want to just go through one more end turn. I don't think I want to train anything here in Antioch. I think I'm fine. Yeah, let's just drop a save. I just want to go through one more end turn just to say I did it. And yeah, the rebel pirates, of course, just blockaded my port in the Red Sea. And I will have to deal with that eventually. Ooh, I spent a lot of money there. Okay, so I'm down to 9,000 in my treasury. I hate to say it, but I might need to start focusing on my economy again. I've really neglected it, and for like maybe as long as I can, I've trained a lot of spies and assassins and diplomats and boats and soldiers and a lot of infrastructure to support these units, but I haven't really done anything for my economy in this episode. So on one hand, hey, I'm proud of myself. I finally neglected my economy long enough to get some stuff done in the military front, but yeah, retinue expands. Let's see. This is the same guy. He's getting some more stuff. Down here in Alexandria, now he has Chrysippus? Tutor and Stoic philosopher, this man teaches that a knowledge of physics and logic are required for a person to know the difference between good and evil. Oh, wow. Okay. +1 management. And Herodotus, poet and author of memes. No shit, he invented memes. Herodotus has a knack of using the language of the common man to liven up his bawdy comedy, a useful skill when writing speeches that appeal to the masses. +1 influence and +1 morale to all troops on the battlefield. Hey, it's becoming a kind of a nothing person up to a something person. How about that? And yes, archery range in Sidon, sewers in Petra. That's fine. Recruitment stuff is looking good. Nothing else really happened, did it? So that's fine, other than that annoying thing. So I will have to build up 2 more boats to deal with that. And now the Parthians almost seem like they're looking at Bostra. Well, we will keep an eye. We will continue to, watch them watching me. And yeah, the poor Seleucids hold up here. They got 4 turns before they are going to be forced to surrender. And oh, as if that's not enough, there's a Pontic army that might be looking at Tarsus as well. But you know what? All of this is going to have to wait until the next episode, so I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.